what I did not know was that she was secretly talking to Cairo behind my back. He got me in a position to get me super comfortable and, you know, just get me in a space where I can trust him. That's glad to get out of the situation unscathed. Like, this man had already drove up to her city and met up with her once. Then she was a master manipulator and knowing how to get money from guys. I am a damn good friend, and it takes a lot out of me for me to call you my friend. And I just couldn't fathom her trying to do something like that. Because for one, you are a mother with kids. It's your big sis T Renee, and I am back today with another story. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Hey, I'm hoping that one day you find something on this platform that resonates with you and make you want to come back and subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in, and I'm hoping you enjoyed today's video. I know y'all are here for a story time, and that's exactly what I'm going to give you. But before we get to that, y'all go ahead, drop down below in that comment section, leave a hey girl, hey. What's up, big sis? All comments are welcome and greatly appreciated. Just keep them respectful. So, as you all have seen the title, you have an idea of what this story is going to be about. So, family, let's get to that story. Like I've mentioned before, I'm trying to keep this up a little bit just to talk about my juicing that I do for the week. And today's juice is, I think I had it last week. This is carrot juice, but it tastes a little different because I kind of changed up the ingredients. And it's pretty much giving sherbet ice cream. I am not lying. And I think what happened was I put more apples in here this time. I had about 5 carrots, 3 apples, some ginger, 2 limes, and a lemon. And y'all, I'm not lying. Like, it tastes like sherbet ice cream. No lie. I don't know. And I think what it is, like I said before, that ginger just give you something extra along with them limes. That ginger and that lime. Oh, sweet. Goodness. Ginger and lime and anything just really kicks it off, y'all. Like, oh my God. But anyway, y'all not here for this. Y'all here for a story. We're going to get to that story. I had this homegirl. So basically, I'm introducing y'all to a character that I haven't talked about in a while. I believe I gave her the name Janice. Janice was a girl I met in college. I met her at the first university that I went to, which was a small private college. I went there for like the first semester because I was so ready to go to school. I ended up going to this college. Hold on, y'all. Yeah. I ended up going to this college because they started a little early. But originally I was scheduled to, they started a little early, so I went and I met her there, and I stayed there, like I said, a semester. But ultimately, the next semester, I transferred to the university that I was going to go to originally, you know. And then the second university that I was going to go to, it was something going on with my housing, and I was just like, you know what, I don't feel like dealing with this. This school got me set, I'm going to go there. So that's kind of how that played out. But ultimately, I went to this school in Nashville, and this is where my homegirl Janice was from. And never did I think that I would run into her on the campus. So we got super, super tight after that. We were cool when we was at the first school, but after I arrived in Nashville and realized that that was her and ran into her on the campus, we was like the tightest ever. And I've gave y'all story times about her before. I believe I labeled these stories. She may be in Toxic Friends in that playlist section. Y'all know I got playlists, and I try to keep everything neat over here. And I know I want to say she's in Toxic Friends because I don't think I put college story times. I may go and switch it up because I do have other stories that I have yet to talk about from my college days, y'all. Like, y'all, I'm a little up there, but I've had some great times. I've had some wild times. I've had some crazy times. I've had some stuff that I probably would never bring to this platform times. Yes, but me and Janice, y'all, we kind of been there. We did kind of been through some stuff. We did some stuff. You know, those years, those college years are great experiences. Those are your best years for some people. So I've had some great times there. So I got a lot more story times that I have yet to talk about from those times, and I'm probably going to get into those eventually. But back to Janice. Like I said, y'all gonna have to go check out the playlist to catch up on Janice. But okay, so like I said, I haven't. So during this time, I was still in my 20s or whatever, and this was around the time that I was talking to this guy. Got rid of this guy. Well, I hadn't talked to him for a while because it was a crazy situation where his wife reached out to me, and I had met the wife's brother and her family, and they was pretty much telling me that, yeah, of course, he was married, which I already knew, and me and him were just friends. But supposedly they were separated. So that's how we kind of was like hanging out as much. And to the point where he was planning a trip for us to go on, me and him and some other people or whatever. But ultimately this trip was going to be a trip where this man was going to ex-traffic me. He was going to, he got me in a position to get me super comfortable and, just get me in a space where I can trust him. That's what he does. That's what his wife said he does to women. And like I said, it was a case going on about some stuff that happened with him and some other women. It was all kinds of stuff going on with that. I didn't get into too many details about everything because I honestly don't really know. I kind of like lost touch with some stuff that was going on because I really just was glad to get out of the situation unscathed. Like, I was so grateful for the wife and the family to just, even the brother was so tight with him. And I felt like the brother was tight and kind of loyal to her husband because of the money. He was taking care of him. He was breaking him off. He knew a lot of his secrets. And I'm surprised that he didn't try to off the brother. But I think he never, before he got caught up and was going to go to, I don't know. He never did anything to the brother for as far as I'm concerned. He didn't realize that that's who ratted him out. He told his wife, the brother was telling the sister all kinds of stuff, I mean, I guess he like, this is my family, being disloyal to my family. That's pretty much what he told me. So I gotta make this right. I don't have the best conscience because I'm knowing all this stuff going on. So he knew about all the stuff the husband was doing. I'm not gonna go too much more about this. Like I said, just go check out this story time so you'll know the situation that was going on that I was almost one of the victims of. So yes, time has gone on, y'all. I ain't thought no more about Cairo, about what he doing, because like I said, I was just blessed to not have got caught up in that situation. But this had been maybe damn near a year or two, damn near 2 years later. And my girl Janice, she had been reaching out to me over a period of time. Like, she had been reaching out to me a little bit around the time when I first started talking to Cairo. So she knew that this man was supposedly separated. He was going through what he was going through. I was hanging out with him. He was breaking off with me money. He was planning this trip and all this stuff. He was doing all these things that he should be doing with his wife. He was trying to do with me. But again, we were friends. I didn't want this man to do too much because I felt it as though he was trying to love bomb me into a situationship with him. I knew that it wasn't going to be too serious because, like I said, I wasn't looking for nothing, and I was not going to allow this man to do this to me. So love me to death. To, like I said, even though I was comfortable, he got me comfortable and trusting of him. I just knew that he was trying to do too much too soon, so I was not cool with that. So she knew about all this because, like I said, I had been talking to her, and I just was telling her about some of the guys I had been dealing with, and she was telling me about stuff she had going on because, we're just catching up. We hadn't talked in so long. We hadn't seen each other so long. We was planning on hanging out, and she was supposed to be one of the girls that was going to go on the trip with me. So, like I said, she ended up, getting mad. Like, dang, I took off time from work, and why you didn't tell me right away? Like, she was so mad at me about me not going on this trip and her not being able to go. And I'm just like, girl, don't you know what's going on? So I ultimately was telling her, about what I found out was going on. But what I did not know was that she was secretly talking to Cairo behind my back. Some of the things that he was trying to do with me, he had been doing with her. This man had already drove up to her city and met up with her once. Like, yes, he met up with her. So they had a little thing going on. It was FaceTime. They was doing all this and that. He was sending her stuff. I don't know the contents of everything he was sending. She would just always talk about like somebody sending her flowers or, simple stuff, girly stuff that people want to receive from a guy, guys. The guys that try to wine and dine you, the things that they do. He even was sending her a little bit of money, and one thing about it, I do believe her about that money because, baby, back then she was a master manipulator and knowing how to get money from guys. I don't know if I ever told y'all a story time about something this girl did. I definitely gonna have to give a story time about her. There may be another one coming up soon. about how much of a master manipulator this girl was. I'm gonna have to go check out my story times to see have I told this before, because I haven't told that story. I told that story maybe over 2 years ago. The one I'm thinking I want to tell is, you know, some stuff that I can remember that I want to talk about with her. But anyway, so yes, so she definitely probably got money out this man, because baby, she was one of the ones. And like I said, I did not know. She didn't tell me that it was him, of course, because I didn't know it was him. She was just telling me about this guy that she had recently met or whatever. Somebody she met. She did say she met him online and from Facebook or something like that. And so, you know, she did see, she said, I've been seeing him around my city. Like, the girl was a great liar, y'all. And so, you know, but I ain't thinking too much about it, because for one, I'm not staying up in Nashville, so I don't know if she met this guy or not. You know, I'm not around her like that. It's been years. And so I'm believing that, oh, okay, she met a nice guy, she met him and it went over well, so they going out. That's it. That's all. I ain't asking too many details because it ain't my business. What you want me to know, you would definitely let me know. So, yes, mad as hell at me about not going on this. So, y'all, I'm like, why are you so mad about this? You know, and at the time, I was just so shook up about the situation. I just threw in the background about why she was so mad. I said, I'm going to revisit this and figure out why she was so mad about us not going. Turns out, y'all, like I said, find out that she's one of the girls that he was talking to, and she was scheming with him to make some money. I don't know if she was trying to recruit women with him. Like, I don't know, like, and I just couldn't phantom her trying to do something like that. Because for one, you are a mother with kids. You are a person that's like dealing with the law. It's like she's a part of the law. She's one of the, you know, I'm not going to say where her profession really is, but you know, she got a little intel with that. So you, baby, pretty much you police. So, you know, they say they got crooked cops and dirty cops out there for real. And she definitely might be one of those. You know what I'm saying? So it's like maybe she got some intel on something. So apparently they was in cahoots to try to have a space where he can link up and meet up with all these different women and he can take his pick of the litter. Like, yes, the girl was really on this type of time with him. I don't know what kind of money he promised her or he threw at her. I think he gave her a nice amount of money in the beginning. So that convinced her to try to be a part of this with him. Like, yes, she really was trying to lead him to some other women. And again, I find all of this out from... I ended up also, well, I didn't find it out from the wife. I ended up reaching back out to the wife and asked her, do she know about a particular woman, you know? And it was Janice that I was asking her, have she seen her? Have she heard anything about her? But ultimately, Janice's baby daddy, because he, you know, he found out that me and her was back cool, was back talking, whatever. He reaches out to me and he was like, so who is this that you introduced Janice to? Who is this dude? Like, she said you introduced her to some dude. Oh, so you want to throw me under the bus because now you in a situation. Because apparently she's supposed to be, you know, being, this is what I'm looking for, y'all. So apparently she got caught up in something that he had going on. Like, maybe she was under investigation about what he had going on too. So apparently... she's supposed to be set to, you know, go on trial. Or, I don't really know all the details for real. But basically, she had some pending charges, y'all. And already, when you are part of the law, some kind of way, you know, police background or whatever you got going on, they really look at you a certain way. In some cases, they will protect their own. But when you just like disgustingly, the scum of the earth, and the fact that you will be a part of something that this, like what this man had going on, like that's frowned upon, and then you're a black woman. So the odds are already stacked against you, baby. They're gonna make an example out of you. So y'all, like, it was just so much of this, like the girl was mad at me. And I'm like, so damn, is this another one of my homegirls that's trying to sell me out for a man to X-traffic me? Like, why do I give that I need to be X-traffic? Do I look like I want to give it up for free or sell my, do I look like one of the ones? So it ultimately boils down to me that I intimidate y'all. Y'all are jealous-hearted women. Y'all jealous of me for some weird-ass reason, because what else could it be? I'm like, I am a damn good friend. And it takes a lot out of me for me to call you my friend. I do not allow myself to get too close to too many women, even men, you know what I'm saying? But if I open up to you and I pretty much feel safe with you, you know? And it takes a lot to get me to that point. So for the fact that you was willing to say F me, ruin my life over some guy, ultimately do not care what happens to me because this man that threw up some money to you. Like, I don't understand it. I'm like, what is wrong with these women? And this girl had a lot going for herself, guys. She got a lot going for. Honestly, I don't really know too much of what's going on now because ultimately I have not talked to her, have not seen her beyond this point. But she was like, no, it's a misunderstanding. You don't know what's going on for real. You know, this is when I ultimately confronted her because I'm like, yeah, your baby daddy told me everything. He told me that you dealing with this man. I'm like, don't you know what this man did to me? You know, and this was before I found out that the extent of what she had going on. And how I found out that she was a part of what he had going on and was trying to set me up on this trip, because the wife told me. The baby daddy came to me and was asking me, questioning me about the dude, like, how did I introduce them? And I haven't even been to Nashville. Like, how did they meet? So he was, you know, skeptical about what's going on because, again, he know that I have not came to Nashville to link up with her yet. So he's like, how do they know each other? I said, apparently she went and found her mom on social media or something because we were friends online. And or she looked him up or something because, you know, I told her, I said, yeah, I told her about this guy and I was talking to her, I was cool with her, whatever, you know, told a little background about him. I said, and we were supposed to all go on a trip together. She's going to come with me on this trip because I wanted somebody to come with me, you know, on this trip. I didn't want to go with him and his friends by myself. So I asked her to come on a trip with me since we hadn't seen each other, and that was going to be the first time that we linked back up. You know, so I'm telling him all this stuff that's going on. I'm like, so I'm guessing she did her own research and when it found this guy. And they hit it off online, and they end up linking up. And so I said, I don't, and he was like, so have he came here? Have they met physically? I'm like, honestly, I do not know. But again, apparently they did. I found out that they did when the wife told me. I was like, oh my goodness, like, wow, y'all, this is the second homegirl of mine that have tried to sell me out for some money. Like, and honestly, you don't know what he would have done to you. He would have got both of us down there, even though he gave you money. But once he done using you for what he needed to use you for, you don't know what's going to happen to you after that. He could just toss you away because he no longer needs you. I mean, then again, I don't know. So y'all, if I look a little cross-eyed like I'm looking at something, I'm looking at myself over here. I'm not even looking at my lens. My camera is made where it's flipped over, and I'm trying, and I can see myself. It flips up and I can see my face. And then I have like this little thing for my mic that's on there, so I'm trying to make sure it's not, I'm just trying to see, I don't know, y'all. Yeah, I'm trying to see myself or whatever. I can't help it. It's right there. Maybe I should flip it back. So I don't know. I'm trying to make sure this mic is working and my video is not without volume, because it definitely would do that to me. I don't know, but ultimately I think I just need to start. I don't know. I got a mic that goes with my other camera, but I don't want to use that camera. This is my vlogging camera. This is my baby. I want to continue to use this camera. So hopefully it's not projecting too loud, and if it is, I'm gonna try to turn the volume down, and hopefully it still is not loud after that. But anyway, so yes, y'all. This girl was willing to sell me out for this dude. Like, well, shit. I don't even know if you want to call it sell out. Like, what else could it be, y'all? Like, what other term could I possibly use for that? Like, I don't understand these women. They so desperate for money. They would do anything for money. They desperate to get love from these dudes. Like I said, she was single. You know, she wasn't with her baby daddy, but I guess they were still messing off because why he's so butthurt about it. But I guess he wants to know who is this dude supposedly in her life, because she got kids with him. So he wants to know what type of men that she's going to have around his kids. And I don't blame him. I don't think he met with the kids yet, but ultimately it's possible. Or then he can be some crazy stalker. So you just never really know. Hold on, y'all. So yes, y'all, I'm back. That was my little nephew calling. I'm just trying to make sure they was good. But yeah, where was I? I just forgot where I left off. Like, yeah, I don't know. Was I talking about my mic? Oh my goodness. Hold on. What's up, Corey? I don't know. I guess it was a call back. Y'all, goodness. He don't be calling me like that. So, I don't know. That baby so nonchalant. I think I mocked. Yeah, my sister. Yeah. She mocked her baby is marked after me. Like, and I remember when she was pregnant, when we was younger, she was pregnant. She had him at a young age. And we just did not get along. So I guess it's true when they say the sibling that you don't get along with during your pregnancy is the one that is marked after you. Like the one that your kid is marked after. Like we both have this nonchalant personality. We picky about our friends and who interact with us. Like basically he's like me in a lot of ways. But anyway, y'all. Like I said, ultimately, me and old girl, we just fell out over this guy. She did call herself trying to apologize, like it wasn't like that. That ain't how that happened. But yeah, he reached out to me. I'm like, baby girl, how would he know you? She's like, I guess he was just seeing that me and you was talking online because you know we were comments up under each other's posts and all that, and he could have possibly seen something like that. Honestly, he could have seen it. But why are all my friend girls on social media did he reach out to you? There's some bad chicks that was on this page. Come on now, if you want to talk about physically. And ain't nothing wrong with Janice, but I'm just saying, they look better than you. And a lot of men are very shallow, and he's one of those. So, he could have got with one. I don't know, y'all. The girl was lying, habitual liar. She was great at it. So she think, because I can read the bullshit. But anyway, like I said, it had been some time since I had talked to her from when I was dealing with Cairo, and that's when I found out about it. And never did I think that I would have Cairo back in my mix. Like, well, he wasn't back in my mix. It's just that he came back up. Like, his name came back up. All the memories and stuff came back up because of the baby daddy reaching out to me about this guy. You know, how did you meet this? How did she meet him? Because apparently she is still talking to Cairo. So, yes, y'all. So, I don't know, y'all. It's crazy. So, never did I ever think that Cairo would even be a thought in my mind again. It had been a couple years, y'all, since I had any dealings with Cairo. Well, I'm not going to say 2. Maybe a year and a half. Like, going on a year and a half. And like I said, me and her, you know, we was talking a whole lot at one while, and then it got real spotty, and then it kind of like died out a little bit because she was, like I said, she was mad at me about us not going on this trip. And we just stopped talking to one another after that. And then again, here comes the baby daddy a year and a half later asking me about this dude. Because I'm thinking something really bad happened. You know, something really bad happened. And I trying to remember. Yeah, him and Cairo got into it. Like, he met Cairo. So at this point, she's dealing with him. And I'm guessing he went with her because they are co-conspirators. And, you know, yeah, they was out. He was out on bond. Like, they was out on bond. I guess, you know, you're not guilty until proving it. And, you know, they got to sign. I don't know all the details of all of that. I didn't really ask. I didn't want to know. It's just the fact that the baby daddy reached out to me. And I reached out to the wife to ask her about what does she know about this girl? And like I said, she spilled the tea. Yes, she XYZ. They had all this going on. I found out, you know, she was dealing with him with all that ring track, the X-ring stuff. Like, they got all that going on together, and he's with her now. Because apparently they are divorced. So he's with her now. Wow. I'm like, girl, what? Don't you know what that man tried to do? But I don't know. So I don't know if she ever led him to them other women. I don't know what the folks had going on for real. I just know at the time she was around when he was supposedly in trial about some stuff. So I don't know if he eventually got jail time. Y'all know sometimes they don't find evidence, and they don't find certain things, you know, to prove that you're guilty of whatever, you can be sent back home, and later on down the line, some years later, you can be proven guilty. So maybe that's what that is going on. I don't really know and I don't care. Just do not come back around me. I ain't ever got to see you or hear from you again. And so, yes, like I said, when the baby daddy told me and the wife told me this, I did reach out to her, and I just told her, I know everything that you had going on. I know that you was trying to link up with Cairo, that you did link up with him, and you was going to help him get rid of me or do whatever he was trying to do to me, extract, like, whatever it was. And he may not have been trying to do that, but that's what his wife told me that he was doing with women. I don't know, maybe he was going to get me and Janice there together and we was going to have, I don't know what he thought was going to happen on this trip. I don't really know, but the fact was you with this man that ultimately was supposedly supposed to do this to me and you was cool with it? Oh, hell no, girl. I can't have no this with you. And I should have left you alone. I shouldn't even, this is one of them times where you should never backtrack with your friends. You know, or any type of relate. This is one of them times where you just do not backtrack with a friend. Because if it didn't work out and it ended badly, and if it ended badly at some point in time, then people don't never really change. Some people never change. They stay the same. And this may have been one of those times. I don't know, y'all. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to stop this video right here. Y'all drop it down below in the comment section. And let's chat. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. Talk about something similar that you had going on with a friend, a foe, a friend of me. And pretty much this girl was my friend of me, y'all. She was a friend of me. She was a friend of me. It was so bad, y'all. I remember I gave y'all story time about, my OGs. I gave y'all story time about the girl hooking me up with a guy. And then he got mad because the guy liked me for real. He was spending money. He was taking me out on dates. She was mad as hell. Y'all, please go check out those old story times. They're good. Thank y'all for hyping. And to my new subscribers, welcome. I'm hoping you continue to tune in and stay subscribed. And I do have more content that will be coming to this channel soon. I do plan on giving y'all one-on-one video a week. Your girl just gotta pick up this camera because I just don't. I be just living my life and I don't be picking up my camera when I be doing stuff. You know, hey. And I guess you don't have to always be physically doing anything and turning the hell up and just partying and traveling and stuff. Sometimes people probably just want to know what you're doing every day because I see it on here and I do watch people every day. So, yeah, who knows? Anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye. Because it ain't my business. What you want me to know, you would definitely let me know. I've had some great times. I've had some wild times. I've had some crazy times. I've had some stuff that I probably would never bring to this platform time. It's one point in I can't remember if it ended badly at one point of time. Is that right? To catch up on any prior story times that were mentioned in today's video, make sure you click the links in the description below. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel.